Hey, what's up, guys? I am your host, Ryan Zoo, and this is King of the Hill. Hey everybody, I am Ryan Zoo, the creator of Bloons TD Battles, King of the Hill. I just wanted to introduce myself and talk about something before we get into this series, but boy, what a great series we have for you today. Chris, aka Super Jump Bomber 2, is challenging the Knights, Tyler, aka Anacondas, in King of the Hill. So I know this is a series that a lot of you have been looking forward to for a really, really long time, and we finally get to see Chris participate in King of the Hill, and wow, him challenging Tyler is going to be an amazing series. But first, let me just get this off my chest. You may have recognized from my voice already, but I am indeed Smoky Balloons. This may come as a shock to some of you, and to others of you, you finally get the confirmation of what you probably suspected for quite some time. Now, I know some of you will feel lied to and cheated, and you have every right to feel this way, and I completely understand how you feel. But please also try to understand that I did this 100% to maximize your enjoyment in watching King of the Hill. I wanted you to experience the best commentary that I can provide, and I think this requires a commentator that can be excited about the matches, can be surprised, and can give the impression of fairness, all of which can only be done by an impartial commentator. So again, I'm sorry for deceiving you, and I promise never to do it again. From now on, I will always commentate as myself, Ryan Zoo. I can do this because King of the Hill has grown to amazing heights, where I don't need to commentate my own games anymore. We have amazing knights, we have amazing noblemen that record great games for you guys, and now I can fulfill a full-time role as a commentator and organizer of King of the Hill. So please find it in your heart to forgive me. Please try to understand why I did what I did, and please keep watching and supporting King of the Hill in the future, as we will be bringing many more great games to you. So that's really all I have to say about that. Without further ado, may I present Super Jump Bomber 2 versus Anacondas. Enjoy. Okay, we're here in game number 1 between Super Jump Bomber 2 and Anacondas. Super Jump Bomber with 677 wins, 234 losses, and Anacondas with 626 wins. I think about 250 losses as well. So actually a very, very similar win-loss record between these two guys. And Anacondas says the good luck, and Super Jump Bomber says the you too sexy. With so Anaconda's going for a farm. We've seen recently that Anacondas loves doing the farm strategies, whereas Super Jump Bomber not doing the farms, doing the regular boomerang and bomb tower. So this is again the clash of the farm versus no farm. So far it seems like farms kind of mandatory. A lot of top players kind of agree that if you don't have farms on this map, the sort of huge farm rushes like the farm Rainbow Rush, the farm BFB Rush on round 20 are just really, really hard to stop. Maybe even impossible. So that's why a lot of the Noblemen and Knights currently go farms on this map. But we're going to see if Super Jump Bomber can show us how to defeat farms, perhaps. Maybe he has some special strategy lined up for Anacondas here. So in these early rounds, probably not too much is going to happen. They're just trying to both get very, very high economies. Anaconda's getting the farm economy, and Super Jump Bomber getting the Bloons economy. Super Jump Bomber using this boomerang position, which is a little bit different from what we've seen from other players in King of the Hill. Almost everybody universally uses Anacondas as boomerang position, but Super Jump Bomber just mixing it up a little bit and changing his boomerang position to that top right corner, so to the top corner. So guys, I am just, oh my god, I've been looking forward to Chris, aka Super Jump Bomber, playing King of the Hill for so long, and I'm really looking forward to see how he can do. I know that in the past, I remember asking Tyler once, by the way, Tyler is Anacondas. I remember asking Anacondas once
when I just met him at the very start, maybe even before I started King of the Hill, who's a better player, himself or Super John Bombo, and he said that they're both very, very similar levels. There were some maps that Anacondas felt like he was stronger on, especially the maps where you can go bomb tower attack shooter, because that's one of his favorite strategies. And he felt like Super John Bombo was better on maps where you can go boomerangs. But that was a long time ago, and now Anacondas is a knight, and he's played a lot of games in King of the Hill. So he has a lot of experience, whereas I don't think Super John Bombo has done any training or any practice for this. He's just sort of got straight into it and just challenged Anacondas. So we're going to see how he does here, but if I had to pick, I would give the advantage to Anacondas, just because he has that experience. Because we've sort of shown in the past that you need a lot of experience, and specifically the King of the Hill format, to do well in King of the Hill. Just because on those big maps, you need to have experience going no lives lost. Because it's quite a bit different than just the regular sort of strategy you might be accustomed to in your quick battles. So, Mortar on round 8 for both of these players. So very, very similar strategies. It's just a matter of whether or not Super John Bombo can hold off this farm rush, which Anacondas is definitely going to send at him 100% for sure. I also don't know how much of the King of the Hill videos Super John Bombo 2 actually watches. I'm sure he watches a couple of them, but I also know he's a very, very busy guy, and he uploads a lot of videos for you guys. So definitely give a thumbs up to Super John Bombo, because he is a great guy, producing a lot of content for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, because he spends all this time working and uploading videos, King of the Hill videos are pretty long. They're half an hour to an hour each, and of course they're very entertaining, but they just take a long time to watch because it is a best of 5 series. So he may not have watched all the King of the Hill series. Okay, so round 13 here is Anaconda's Rainbow Rush. No Rainbow Rush by Anacondas, so it looks like he's going to go for maybe a later rush, maybe round 15 or round 20 rush. Personally, when I was playing King of the Hill, I loved doing the round 13 Rainbow Rushes. I've basically figured out that there's only like 4 strategies that you can use to stop the Rainbow Rush without using farms yourself. And those 4 strategies are very, very like hidden. Like, it's actually very, very hard to know what they are. And I'm not going to tell you guys. I actually want to see if any noblemen or knights can figure it out themselves. Okay, so here's a Rainbow Rush. So Anacondas has sold a couple of farms for Rainbow and Ceramic Rush. Whoa, this is going to be the end of Super John Bombo, I think. Yep, there it is, GG. Super John Bombo just not able to defend versus that very, very strong Rainbow and Ceramic Rush. Already a very strong attack even without farms, but with selling farms, pretty hard to stop, and we can see there that Super John Bombo just could not afford the necessary defenses. Anacondas didn't even go all out. He could have like doubled the power of that rush if he really wanted to, but just going for a tiny, not a tiny, but a pretty decently sized rush, certainly larger than a normal Rainbow and Ceramic Rush without farms, but still not the full farm all-in that we can see if he sells all those farms. So that's game number 1, going to Anacondas. Let's go to game 2. Okay, we're here in game number 2, and Super John Bombo has chosen Park as the second map. So Park is a really, really interesting map. I know that the Primal 9 struggles a lot on this map just because it's kind of like an in-between map. It's not quite small enough where you're confident you should go farms, but it's not quite big enough where you're also confident you can not go farms. And so it's actually really, really interesting whether people should go farms or not on this map. And Anaconda is again going for a farm strategy, where Super John Bombo looks like definitely not going for a farm, just going for his regular bomb tower and boomerang, his favorite tower. I would like to call these towers the way that Super John Bombo calls them. I believe he calls the bomb tower a boomer, I think, and he calls the boomerang a hooker, but I don't know, I just feel bad calling anything a hooker, so I'm probably just gonna stick to my regular old commentary where I call them as I want to call them. And oftentimes I actually watch a lot of my videos after I make them, and I'm actually so embarrassed that I make so many mistakes in my commentary. I often like call the towers the wrong name, I often call BFBs Moabs. I make so many mistakes in my commentaries, and that's something that I'm always working to improve on. So meanwhile here, Anaconda is going for the bomb tower tech shooter by the looks of things, because he's upgraded his bomb tower. And Super John Bombo just going for his favorite old boomerang. So now that you guys know that I'm commentating as Ryan, I'm not really too sure if this will change the experience for you guys. Something that I didn't mention in that sort of introduction video that you got to see my face. By the way, what do you think of my face, guys? It's the first time you got to see what I look like. One thing I didn't mention was that you may have noticed I actually deliberately kind of dumbed down Super Smoky Bloons, and that was intentional. Basically, because I actually watch a lot of esports. I watch a lot of StarCraft. I watch a lot of League of Legends, and what I noticed about the commentary in those games is that you need somebody the best commentator is not somebody who's like a ridiculous expert, because then he's just like, this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, then he'll win. And it's really boring, because the commentator doesn't show any element of surprise. He doesn't get to experience the journey of discovering strategies along with you guys, the viewers. So I actually deliberately kind of dumbed down Smoky Bloons, and mentioned that there's a lot of attacks where I obviously knew what they were, but Smoky Bloons didn't know what they were. And the reason I did that was just so that Smoky Bloons effectively is experiencing these amazing attacks along with you guys. And I think the best commentator is somebody who's sort of similar level to his viewers, maybe just slightly above his viewers, but not so far a level above his viewers that whatever he's talking about is just going over people's heads. But now that I feel like if you definitely feel like a King of the Hill regular, you're gonna have experienced a lot of these amazing strategies that we've got to experience. Oh, by the way, a huge rush here, a very nice yellow and Rigo white rush. This is definitely gonna cause some damage, probably not as much as I thought. Yeah, actually a very good defense by Super Jumbo, only losing a couple of lives, getting that mortar down just in time for that. But at the same time, that attack didn't lose Anaconda's too much economy, and he's still able to get a lot of farms. You can see here 5 farms by Anacondas. But as I was saying, yeah, I'm very interested in commentary, obviously, as I try to always improve my commentary with every commentary that I do, and I think about it a lot. And yeah, I think now that I feel like you guys, my audience, have sort of gotten better at Bloons Tower Defense Battles because of this King of the Hill series, I can afford to do more high-level analysis in my commentaries. So, round 12, guys, where's the camo detection? Super John Bombo 2 has got his mortar up, whereas Anacondas is still saving his farm on nothing. Whoa! A Rigo Black Rush! This is pretty unique. I've never seen a Rigo Black Rush before. Probably because it's a really crappy attack. I'm surprised he did that. That didn't do anything. I'm not surprised at all. That was just really weird, guys. You don't normally ever see Rigo Blacks just because it is such a weak attack. I don't know why he did that. Meanwhile, I think Super John Mob is just sending a couple of... there it is, okay. So here are the camera balloons just to force Anacondas to spend that money on that village. And that's good, because now it means that whatever attack Anacondas does is not as powerful, because he spent that $2,000 on upgrading that camera detection. And whoa! Did he... Whoa! Yeah, whoa! Did he just like sell his bomb tower? Yeah, I think he mistakenly sold his bomb tower. But oh yeah, he said I goofed. But Anacondas is going to go for the round 15 ceramic and rainbow rush again. Nope. Nope. So looks like here Super John Bobo is just sending a sprinkling of pinks. Yeah. So just sending a sprinkling of pinks, which leads me to believe that Super John Bombo is saving up money to upgrade his towers if he ever needs to, if Anacondas ever sends a rush. So, and then also the fact that Super John Bombo has these like 0-0 boomerangs indicates that he was ready to upgrade that at any time. And here it is, he's finally upgraded his bomb tower to a 4-2. So getting close to round 18 now. Anacondas could do a big ceramic rush, ceramic and Moab rush. But usually if you don't rush on round 15, it's round 20 that you rush, just because having access to those fast cooldown Moabs and the BFB, they're really strong attacks. And we all know, well, not all of us know, but if you've seen previous King of the Hill episodes, you know that Anaconda has a very powerful attack on round 20, where he stacks the Moab and BFBs to exploit the fact that the the mortar has a limited popping power. So he stacks camo balloons with regular balloons to sneak those camo balloons past, and we'll see if he does it here in this game here. So getting up to round 19, almost round 20, I'm so excited to see if we will see an attack by Anacondas. He pretty much has to see an attack, because if you get a bit later, then Super Jump Bomber can destroy everything with a ground 0, and your farm rushes just become a lot weaker. So round 20 is really like the golden round to rush, where your attack is guaranteed to be the strongest it could possibly be. So round 20 is here. Is Anaconda's going to do a big rush? He has to. He's down in lives. He okay, so I see the nose of a BFB. So here's a BFB. Surprisingly, Anaconda has not sold any farms for this attack, so he's still got full farm economy, which is kind of interesting. Is that okay? So another Moab going through. That might be 2 BFBs. I really can't tell. Okay, so here it is, stacking the camo ceramics, and oh, they're getting through towards the end. A lot of lives left. Oh, that's it. GG right there. I am not too sure what happened there, guys. I saw those camo ceramics, and then I saw Anaconda sell all those farms, but I'm surprised that those camo ceramics just went through Super Jump Bomber 2's defense. I did see Super Jump Bomber move his mortar, which I thought was a bit silly, but I thought that the middle position that he had his mortar was a perfect place to stop those ceramics, but maybe there was a bit of lag or something, I'm not too sure. Anyway, that was a relatively quick game, going for that round 20 farm rush, and now Anaconda's is up 2-0, so it's not looking good for our hero Super Jump Bombo. We're going to see if he can come back in this series. Okay, we're here in game number 3, and Super Jump Bombo has chosen Plutonium Mines as a third map. So I think he's finally fed up with these farm rushes that Anaconda is doing, and he's chosen the biggest map in the map pool to try to counteract this. But now we're still going to have to see how good Super Jump Bombo is at going no lives lost, because that's basically what you need to do on these big maps. I think there's no argument about this by now. Good luck from Anacondas and you two from Super Jump Bombo. Good luck to both of you, and good luck to the viewers, because why not? And yeah, I think Anaconda's showing that he kind of loves farms a lot by now, so that's why he hates these big maps. And he's still he's a pretty good knight, but he's at going no lives lost. It's not his speciality. His speciality really is these farm rushes, because he is such a strong attacking player that he loves these smaller maps. I think his favorite map is Hydro Dam, and basically as the maps get bigger and bigger, he hates them more and more. And so this being the biggest map means that he hates it the most. Anaconda just loves doing attacks, and you know, fair enough. And it's just interesting that different maps suit different styles. For example, for myself, I actually prefer defense, and I prefer sort of defense and inducing my opponents to attack me, so that they waste that money, and then I go for the counter attack to win the game. And that's why I'm not very good at doing these, like for example camo attacks where you sneak the camo balloons past the mortar. I actually have no idea when to time it perfectly. I should actually get onto that and practice that a little bit, because it's a very strong attack. And actually, something quite interesting about that attack that I've heard from some of the noblemen recently is that they've been saying that a lot of people in the quick battles have been using this. Oh, by the way, a quick pink rush here, and I think Super Jump Bomber needs more defense than this. This is not enough defense to go against the pink rush, but Anacondas isn't committing fully to that pink rush anyway, so he should still be okay. But I have been hearing that a lot of more people have been going with the Anaconda style, exploiting the mortar attack, where you sneak these camo balloons past the mortar by sort of overwhelming it. And that's really cool, guys. You know, it's really cool that you guys are picking up these strategies from the King of the Hill and using it to win your quick battles. I mean, that's that's great. You know, this is what we get from watching high level play. Okay, so round 6 is basically the key round for Plutonium Mines, because that's the round where you don't really want to commit more boomerangs to defense, but you have to. One boomerang, no matter what position he is on the map, is not enough to handle blacks by himself. So we can see here Anaconda is already getting that second 0-0 boomerang up, and he knows perfectly that you can go for constant black balloons, and also Super John Bomber going for constant black balloons, both of them going for high aggression and black balloons. Anaconda is choosing to defend this with 0-0 boomerangs, with a Super Bomber, I'm not too sure if I agree with this, using a cluster bomb to defend this. And oh my god, is that a balloon leaking through? Okay, there it is, 2 lives lost for Super John Bomber. So this is a huge loss here, guys, for Mines. This could very well decide the game right here, guys. If Super John Bomber is not able to cause Anaconda to lose any more lives. Oh my god, even more balloons getting through. So the cluster bomb is not so good because it shoots so slow that it's not so good versus these single black balloons. And oh my gosh, down 6 lives is honestly huge. Like, it's honestly so huge in King of the Hill, where no lives lost is so important on these big maps. So maybe Super John Bomber can go for a quick re-go with the rush here. He's going for blacks and whites and yellows, but Anaconda's getting that ricochet out means that he's pretty much completely safe versus everything. Ricochet and 2-3 boomerang combination is so good versus absolutely everything. And yeah, now Anacondas and Super John Bomber both going back to economy balloons. So I've actually never seen this 2-3 boomerang and cluster bomb combination. It might be good, but I think the cluster bomb is about the same cost as a ricochet, and I honestly think the ricochet is just slightly better, just because it shoots faster. And also, its ricochets are able to pop every balloon on the map pretty much, whereas the cluster bomb can miss balloons quite a lot. Also, the worst thing is that the cluster bomb can't hit blacks, whereas the ricochet can. I think that makes a huge difference. Blacks are basically what you're most afraid of when you're trying to go no lives lost in King of the Hill. So, time to get the mortars up. So, the fact that Anaconda is using a mortar gives him some potential to, gives Chris some potential to come back in the series. Oh, is there anything? So they're both going mortars, but the mortars is actually really hard to go no lives lost, I found, just because there's so many different ways to exploit the mortar positioning. Is any balloons going to get through here? Nope, that cluster bomb doing its job and helping to pop everything. So both guys getting the camera detection up. Yeah, there's actually not a great place to put a mortar on this map. You actually need 2 mortars to be completely safe versus a huge rush. But at the same time, it does cost a lot of money to do a huge camera rush. So it's kind of, if you do a huge camera rush and your opponent loses maybe 10 lives, okay, great, but can you survive the counter rush? And this is a super interesting rush I've never seen before. Super John Bomber going for regrow leads and regrow rainbows. Let's see if it does any damage here. I don't think it should, because it doesn't seem like a very strong attack to me. And indeed, that was stopped pretty easily by Anacondas. But I guess, Super John Bomber is in such dire straits. He really needs to do something drastic to come back in the series. Otherwise, he's going to lose a quick 3-0. But that just goes to show the, I guess how high level these players are. So, on those smaller maps like Cards and even Park, we've shown that at the really high level, you sort of have to go farms. So a quick regress ceramic here by Anacondas. Again, this is just showing his style. If it was me playing, I wouldn't attack at all from this point forth and just go for pure defense. But Anaconda still loves to keep attacking, and wow! No wonder he likes to keep attacking, because his attacks are so good. He always knows when his attacks will do damage, and that was another 50 lives lost for Super John Bomber. And yeah, the fact that Super John Bomber is using a 3-0 ace is pretty interesting. Not very common, I must admit, in King of the Hill. And but we're gonna see if it's very good for him. At the moment though, he's just down so much that he really needs to go for a big all-in attack that will hopefully kill Anacondas. Otherwise, it's gonna be almost impossible now for him to come back in the series. But yeah, basically it just goes to show that King of the Hill has raised the level of the Knights, the Noblemen, and everyone else that's participated, because it's really encouraged people to figure out new and more interesting strategies. For example, you know, just a month ago, Anaconda's never used farms. He never used farms. Even on small maps, he used bomb tower tech shooter. He used a whole lot of other strategies. But just because he kept losing to the top players, he's like, okay, I get it now. We have to use farms on small maps. Like, it's the only way to go. Otherwise, you will lose. And yeah, if you don't participate in King of the Hill, you sort of fall behind and you use dated strategies. And that's why, yeah, I sort of felt like Super John Bomber, while he's a very, very good player, he hasn't kept up with what I would call the evolution of strategy in Bloons TD Defense Battles. So literally, because everyone's so good at farm rushing now, from watching King of the Hill games, your strategy needs to evolve to a whole new level to be able to keep up with the best players. And these new attacks that we're seeing, like exploiting the mortar, like farm rushing, you know, like these are the things that we never really get to see ever before on YouTube. Maybe the very top players like Speedo, like the Dark Affliction, knew them all along, but now finally King of the Hill exposes these strategies for you guys, and I'm really, really excited to see what strategies will evolve to in another month's time. Now, here is the big attack by Super John Bomber on round 22, going for a huge BFB rush with Moabs. Oh my god, 4 or 5 Moabs and that natural Moab as well. But Anaconda has so much defense up as well, and they even regrow. So he's trying to exploit the mortar. He's doing the Anaconda's attack. There it is. Look at those, all those regrow picks getting through. Is that enough to cause Anacondas to lose? Okay, Anaconda has lost a lot of lives, but not quite enough there. And unfortunately, Super John Bomber still has less lives by Anacondas, and worse still, he has virtually no income now. He spent so much of his income on that huge attack, the BFB. And oh, a GG call by Super John Bomber. He resigns the game. That's it, guys. GG. Anacondas defeating Super John Bomber 3-0 in somewhat one-sided games, I have to admit, just because these older strategies of Bomb Tower Boomerang aren't quite enough to compete against the new set of strategies of farm rushing, of you know, these new strategies like this. And also, I feel like Super John Bomber just lacks King of the Hill experience. It's really important to get experience in King of the Hill games, because, for example, this was a clear demonstration on Plutonium Mines. It takes a lot of practice to know just what you need to achieve no lives lost, and what the defense that Super John Bomber had just wasn't quite enough there. So there it is, Super John Bomber 2, unfortunately not doing so well in his first ever King of the Hill battle, but let's hope that he improves and learns from this experience and comes back stronger next time, where he may take down the next knight in the future King of the Hill. My name is Ryan Zoo. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.